Simiao is a poor but energetic girl who has 4 jobs at the same time because she doesn't have money since her mother passed away when she was young. On the other hand, we have Hike, a successful millionaire who, at only 26 years old, created a famous company. But Hike has a problem. He is afraid of germs, which prevents him from living a normal life, especially from meeting a girl who could win his sad heart. So when Hike goes to work, Yao accidentally bumps into him and touches his hand. After that, they keep running into each other, and it gets really awkward between them, especially when Hake notices Yao is dirty and about to sneeze. Hake quickly stuffs a croissant in her mouth and runs off. Later, while Simiao is picking up trash, some kids start bothering her, so she runs off and crashes into Hake's car. Simiao manages to keep a straight face while Ren wants to kiss her, but then a drop of sweat falls into his mouth, and Ren tries to take advantage of the moment. But she faints, and he takes care of her tenderly, bringing her to the hospital. The nurse says she hasn't eaten in days, and Hike finds out she has no money and feels sad for her. So Hike looks after her day and night and discovers she keeps a picture of her late mother. She recovers and is accepted into Hike's company. But when he sees her, he says she smells bad. But wait a moment, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the next recaps. Continuing, Simiao thanks Hake for taking her to the hospital, but he gets embarrassed and tells her to leave. Then the arrogant Kia, a journalist in love with Hake, shows up. But then Yao enters, and Hake tries to make Kia jealous, but Yao doesn't care. Hake makes Simiao's life miserable, trying to convince himself he doesn't love her, but he can't help but feel affection for her. He even sees her in the mirror making a heart. We then find out Yao has no sense of smell, and Ren gives him horrible food, but Yao doesn't care anymore. Hake is surprised by her strength and falls even more in love. Then when a handsome guy on a motorcycle comes to pick her up, Ren thinks they're kissing and gets extremely jealous. Yao and Luciana go to the movies, where Yao hurts her leg, but Luciana lovingly carries her on his shoulders while Hike looks for her everywhere, even facing the dirt. Hake eventually finds Yao and is surprised to see her there. She almost falls, but Hike catches her, and Yao gets mad because he wants to be the pillar of Simiao's life. Hake overhears other men humiliating her for being a cleaner, but Hake defends her, saying she's the smartest girl he's ever known. Hake takes her hand in front of everyone, but Yao stumbles, and her friends gather to help her, but they don't let the friends in. Despite the challenges, Yao faces the shareholders alone. She gets very nervous and forgets her speech, but it's no problem because Hake steps in to save the day, and the presentation turns out to be a success. However, a thief throws dirty water on them, but Yao accidentally uses Hake as a shield. In return, Hake gives her his jacket tenderly and takes her home, cleaning all the dirt from her hair. But when they arrive, Lucian gets jealous seeing the two of them together. Lucian stays with Yao, thinking Hake is mistreating her, but Hake wants to stay close to Simiao. Hake goes home and gives Yao a dress as a gift. She tries it on lovingly and goes to work with him. Everyone is surprised at how beautiful she looks, and Hake looks at her with love, unable to help but get close to her. But he only wanted to remove a thread from her clothes, which disappoints Yao a lot because all she wanted was to kiss those lips that make her feel so excited. Hake arrives with the driver, who asks if Hake likes Simiao, but Hake answers that he hates her to hide his true feelings. Simiao overhears the conversation and gets furious, swearing a lot, and Hake feels bad but doesn't know what to say. Yao comes home sad, saying she hates Hake, heartbroken, until Hake can't take it anymore and has to apologize to Yao. Hake takes advantage of the mess in his office to call Simiao, but someone else shows up, and his heart breaks until he finally finds his beloved and apologizes, kissing her with eternal tenderness. After the shock in the following days, Hake ignores everyone because he can't stop thinking about Simiao, who asks why he kissed her. He replies that it's because he doesn't hate her. But when the driver arrives, Hake keeps hiding his feelings. They force Simiao to clean Hake's house, saying it would be empty, but Hake suddenly appears and Simiao falls. He catches her, looks at her lips with love, and pushes her against the table, but then tells her to keep working. However, the cleaning crew needs her. She gets mad because of the farewell, But Haik's mother sees her son improving and decides to hire Simiao as a maid. Haik feels immense joy seeing her and takes her to her room, explaining the house rules. But Haik can't concentrate because Simiao is so close and he smells her perfume. So he starts searching on his phone for 10 ways to tell if someone likes you. But when he tries to test that with Simiao, food gets in her eye. Haik helps her, Yao accidentally removes the rose and Haik sees her even more beautiful. But when she returns, Haik sneaks away, embarrassed. Later, the driver finds out and Simiao explains she's there because she's working. He leaves while his heart races like a car. However, Simiao's father doesn't know she's working for Haik. When Luciana finds out, he promises to keep her secret if she becomes his girlfriend. Lucien and Haik are fighting for Simiao's love. Lucien brings a cake with a note expressing his feelings, but the cake brings back bad memories for Simiao because her mother died in an accident. In the end, she loses the note and cries desperately for her mother until Haik arrives to comfort her and wipe her tears. Haik tells her she can't forget her mother, but Simiao says she doesn't believe it. Then Haik kisses her in a beautiful way to show it's true. Simiao loves the kiss, and afterward they watch a movie together. In the middle of the movie, she falls asleep, waking up to go to bed, but Haik tells her to sleep with him. He carries her to his bed to kiss her and do other things. The next morning, Haik tells her he's very happy with her, and they continue kissing for a long time because they can't separate their lips until Ren's grandfather arrives. He says Ren can't be Simiao's boyfriend because she's poor, and the grandfather was the one who caused Ren's fear of germs. But that doesn't matter to Haik. He says he loves Simiao and wants to love her his whole life. Because of this, Haik is thinking of proposing to her, and with the help of friends, they organize a party where everyone has to wear white dresses so as not to raise suspicions. At the party, they give her a bouquet of flowers, her brother gives her a veil and tiara, and suddenly Haik appears with all his usual elegance. Haik proposes, thanking her for finding him, and of course, Simiao accepts right away. She was his wife, but suddenly some men show up saying they know who was responsible for Simiao's mother's death. The grandfather's driver is in jail, but the real culprit was Haik's grandfather, who ran over her mother. Simiao can't believe it and leaves, devastated, crying in front of her mother's picture, while Haik misses her and asks his grandfather if what they're saying is true. The police then take the grandfather away. Haik goes looking for Simiao, but Simiao says she can't marry the grandson of the man who killed her mother. Even though she loves him, she has to say goodbye with all the pain in her heart. Ren feels defenseless without Simiao by his side, and his illness gets worse. His mother is very worried about his health. Haik disinfects everything around him and takes medication, but it doesn't help. Meanwhile, Simiao goes to the fair where they were once happy, and suddenly Haik shows up to hug her, but Simiao pushes his hand away, saying their love is impossible. Haik says he hopes she will be happy and gives her one last kiss, which he keeps forever in his heart. Haik gives up the company and says goodbye to all his friends. When Yao goes to work, she sees the place is empty and misses Haik. Haik is so sad he doesn't even leave the house to buy toilet paper. Worried, Yao goes to clean the house, brings food, and makes a surprise because she still loves him. Haik hurts his hand from cleaning so much. He tells Yao he can't sleep without her, and without Yao, he feels terrible. Then she gets hit by a car, but Ren picks her up and holds her close, feeling her heartbeat. But as Yao had already said she didn't want to see him at home, separated from him, he worries that nothing bad will happen to her. So Ren confronts the grandfather to find out what happened to Simiao's mother. The driver's mother says it was her son's fault, and the grandfather had nothing to do with it. Haik records this and tells Simiao. Simiao finds out the truth when she's running with Haik, but suddenly she faints from taking too many pills. Lucien says the only way Ren can get better is if her grandfather shows approval for Haik, because the lack of love caused her illness. So Haik wakes up and promises never to leave her side again. The two make an eternal promise and share that healing kiss. They then go together to see the grandfather, who finally says he regrets what he did, but is proud of the man Haik has become. After that, they go to Simiao's house, and Haik is very nervous, but her father approves of their relationship. Simiao congratulates Hake for overcoming his germ phobia and gives him a pie, saying his wish is to kiss her and be happy forever. Hake returns to the company, which is a success thanks to Simiao, who was the best boss. Later, Hake's driver says he's going to pursue his own projects, and we see he's in love with Kanan, and they travel the world together, exchanging romantic kisses. Simiao and Hake meet in a special place, and when Simiao arrives, she finds a balloon where Hake proposes to her again. Simiao responds that even with his germ phobia, she will always love him, and the two share that kiss that elevates their souls to the heavens of love. Hake was a man with emotional problems, but Simiao heals every wound in his heart and gives him all her love. And that's today's recap. Subscribe so you won't miss the next recaps. See you next time.